What's going on, guys? We're looking at the Nasdaq futures. I'm going to show you guys my 5-minute strategy using the 20 SMA as well as my demand zone blocks and kind of showing you guys. Now, I've gone over this strategy many times, but as a trader, once starting off as a newer trader, as someone who struggled to get profitable for almost 2 years, now looking forward 8 years later and being able to consistently identify areas in the market where we can make some exceptional amounts of money, what we need to look at here is this strategy needs to be implemented. It needs to be reiterated into your minds, okay, over and over and over and over again. You need to see it. You need to trade it. You need to breathe it. You need to live it. You need to respect it. So we're looking at the 20 SMA on our chart. We're looking at the 200. What we are looking at is a 5-minute time frame on the Nasdaq 100 futures NQ. This is what we are looking at. Guys, tell me this move was not beautiful off the open. 6:30 in the morning, we come from a very flat area off the 200 and the 20 period moving average, which shout out to my boy OV for that 2200 kind of pairing. Boom, right? So what we're looking at here is we explode off of a narrow state with a massive green candle. And what do? We close over the 20 SMA. Now, my variation of OV's, kind of take to this is a little bit different, right? Because as he would expect and as he would respect, we have to find a system and a strategy that is tailored to our personality and our emotions. So I've kind of evolved and changed and kind of looked at things a little bit differently. I do demand zone blocks on my chart. I have supply zone blocks on my chart, and I also use a little bit different variations for entries and exits. But let's just look at what we're looking at here. We come from a very narrow state over the 20 and the 200. We explode over that. We get our first candle close. Now, I don't really dive into that first candle. I wait for the confirmation candle and then I dive in, right? So I'm diving in here at 6:35 in the morning time over that candle's close. Guys, if we would have looked at this candle at 6:35 in the morning, even with slippage, even if you took too long to kind of click the buttons here, what we're looking at, a price of 13,682. This runs. Now, obviously, I'm gonna be very full transparent here. You'll never catch the entire move. If you do, you're an absolute hero, right? So what we're looking at here is we will get over this 13,682 and we go up to a price of 13,855. Guys, that's a 200-point move. Imagine if you traded 5 NQ contracts and caught 200 points. Boom. Imagine if you traded 10 micros and caught 200 points. Boom. So what we're looking at here is we want to make sure we're taking profits though, right? It sounds good to make 200 points, but it's not realistic, right? So again, if we get in here at 6:35, what we're looking for is that explosion candle to confirm over. As long as we don't get a red candle close below our entry candle and would also be below the 20 period moving average, we're going to remain in the trade. Even if we go through a little bit of drawdown, get comfortable with drawdown. It's going to happen. This is a probability based business. You will go into drawdown. You will lose money. You will lose trades, but you're also going to win trades, right? So we consolidate around for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes before we explode into our supply zone block. We could take profits on this explosion because this is technically 1, 2, 3 pushes higher. You guys know what I say about patterns work in threes. Every 3 moves, there tends to be some sort of reversal or continuation. So we need to be ready to kind of catch that. We get that third candle kind of explode. We get 1, 2, boom, 3 candles. Next thing you know, we explode oversupply. I didn't trade the NQ today because I was working on options, right? So I was heavily involved with looking at the Nvidia, looking at the Amazon and the Teslas of the world. I wish I would have been on the NQ this morning. Unfortunately, I missed it. But we get above this supply zone here. I would probably, if I was in this position, I would have been selling out my whole position. That's just me, right? Because I do like to play comfortable and I like to kind of, lock in the gains when I got them. Another play that we could have taken here is the breakdown. So this was the first play over the 20 SMA. 20 SMA closes here. We get the confirmation and then we get a nice 200-point move. Okay, what's the second trade that's set up? You can see here at 9:05, we do get the close below. Now we don't get such a drastic move, but if we're thinking scalp, we're thinking 10 points, we're thinking 5 ticks, we're thinking 15 handles, maybe. Let's see how much we would have gotten off of this. If we would have got an entry around 13,798, we come down to a low price of 13,774. So again, about 20 points there. Even if you're looking at a 10 tick trader, right, where you get in, you want to size correctly, take 10 ticks, get out, take 10 ticks, get out. There's 2 trades, 2 for 2 on the day. We get a little bit of a confirmation here. This one goes from 13,189 or 13,819 all the way up to 13,839. Again, another 10-point mover there. We get our last short position back into this demand that was previously supply. It's being tested as demand. This box will change from a supply block to a demand block if we successfully push out of it and put in a new high. As soon as that happens, I will change this to green, and that will confirm the validation that this is now new demand. But you can see here, if we would have taken this short 13,787 all the way down to 13,760, again, another 10-point move, guys, right into demand. So technically we could have taken, this trade is invalid. This trade never confirms it. This trade is invalid, never confirms it. So we would never be taking these trades. Technically speaking, even on this trade here, you would have gotten in at 1030, sat through drawdown. But what do I say? What do I say? What have a lot of mentors and teachers and instructors told you guys? Look for threes. I've heard, it's not just me. I didn't make this up, right? I've been around the game for a very long time. I've absorbed a lot of mentorship. I've absorbed a lot of coaching. I've absorbed a lot of training. I am not going to ever sit here and claim that I created all of this. I have taken bits and pieces from everything that I've learned over the past 8 years and through all of the market cycles, and I've made them a bit of my own. I've used strategies, tactics, and I've perfected and tailor-made them to what works for me. And what works for me might not work for every single trader. What works for some of these other instructors and mentors and traders and full-time, big-time traders may not work for you. We have to find bits and pieces that do work for you and then adjust them so we can work for ourselves. So that's exactly what I've done here. If we look at, this trade does go into a little bit of a drawdown here. However, even though we do close back over the 20 SMA, we never take out the previous high point and we never take out the high of day. I personally, it's a 50-50 trade. You could have taken the loss on it. I'm not gonna, I wouldn't be mad at a trader for taking the loss on this and respecting that we closed back over the 20 period moving average. But again, depending on your risk tolerance, I probably personally would have let it go, gave it 2 or 3 more candles just to kind of see what we do. And if we think about the power of 3, we'll look at what happens. If this is the reason why we're getting into the trade, this is our entry. So what happens 3 candles later? 1, 2, 3. Not only do we flush, but we flush for 13,796 all the way down to 13,777. I think I went over that one. Another 10, 15, 20 point trade, because obviously we did go lower. Now we're still trying to test this level. So we would have essentially been 3 for 3 on just trading 20 SMA plays. That's what I call them. I call them the ET20, the Evo 20, right? It's a 20 play. I don't have any crazy name for it. The name of my website and the name of my strategy and the name of my Discord is Evolution Traders, right? So I just call it the Evo 20, right? So the Evo 20 play we're looking at is just simply a close over and under the 20. And then we're just looking for a couple of different confluences to kind of go along with that over or close. We don't necessarily take all of them. I definitely recommend for traders, not to go against counter trend. So even on this trade here, the trend was heavily to the bull side of things. Even though we did close below the 20, I would probably advise, let's kind of hang tight. If we didn't make money on 200 points going up, why are we trying to still chase the first move, right? When we haven't even given up more than 50% of the overall move. So, there's some confluence that has to go along with it. We don't just take every single one. We need like certain things you need the stars to align, right? If you guys enjoy this video and potentially you guys would like to trade with me and potentially invest and get mentored by me, sit by me, learn by me, go over trades like this in real time, kind of watch and analyze stocks in real time, you can get access to my Evolution Traders strategy courses. You can get access to the online chat. You can get access to one-on-one mentorship where we're going over mindset, because mindset is over everything first. We're going over strategies, and I'm going over live technical data like this so you guys can be better and more profitable traders and see what I'm seeing and start to understand the charts so you guys can be more profitable. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see all of you guys who decide to join on the inside.